and welcome to Wednesday's Walks with Carolyn. I am Carolyn, part of WPSU's fun team here, and we are here at the Shavers Creek Environmental Center. We're actually located in Petersburg, Pennsylvania, which is part of Huntingdon County, but it's really close to Center County. And we're going to take a look inside at the Litzinger Discovery Center, where there's some cool reptiles and amphibians. And then we're going to go out back to the Raptor Center, where there are some unbelievable raptors. And we're going to take a walk on some of these beautiful grounds. So join me as we have our Wednesday walk. All right, we are here inside of Shavers Creek Environmental Center now, ready to go into the Litzinger Discovery Center where the amphibians and reptiles live. And we are wearing masks because we are inside. So let's meet Joe. Hello, Joe. You're with the amphibians and reptile part of Shavers Creek. And what exactly is your title?
Yeah, so I'm the Amphibian and Reptile Program Coordinator. And so, yeah, I help take care of all of these animals.
Let's take a look because we're going to talk about some that lay eggs and some that don't. And you brought with you a special surprise from this summer, right?
Yeah. And so this is actually an egg, and this is from a rat snake. And so it's a little different than a chicken egg. You can see it's really flexible. And so
wow. Now,
they're kind of leathery.
You don't always get to see those kind of things when you come to visit. Oh yes, you can check and see. But it's a special time. What time of the year do they hatch? When does this happen?
So they're going to start hatching in the middle of summer. And so actually right now is a great time to go out and look for reptiles because we have a lot of turtles and a lot of snakes, especially at Shavers Creek, that are outside that are looking for places to lay their eggs right now.
All right, let's go take a look. Take me down the area here at the Litzinger Discovery Center.
Yeah, so the first two animals here, they're actually pretty unique in this area because they don't actually lay eggs. So these are two venomous snakes. This is the timber rattlesnake down here and the northern copperhead up here.
Oh my goodness, they look frightening, but they're safe in here, right?
Yeah, and all snakes are going to be more afraid of you than you are of them. They're very shy animals.
Would boys and girls see them maybe on a walk? Around here?
You could. So rattlesnakes especially, there are some in Rose Rock State Forest. And so if you do see one, just keep your distance and stay with an adult.
All right, let's keep walking down. What's coming up next?
Yeah, so this is actually our state amphibian. This is the Eastern Hellbender.
Can you point him out to me and see if he's hiding? Is he hiding in there?
So he's in this log right here. So you can just make out his tail here.
Okay.
And then his body comes across and his head should be right here at the opening.
Oh my goodness, he's a long guy. Mm-hmm. And there you go. There's that egg again that Joe showed us at the beginning. And guess what? Are these mom and dad then in here?
Yep. This is
How does that happen? This is what? What kind of snake is this?
This is the Eastern rat snake.
Okay.
And so, yeah, this is the longest snake in Pennsylvania. And yeah, they're gonna go out and lay eggs similar to the turtles. They're gonna find a nice little spot under some leaves or in the ground, and they're gonna dig a little burrow and they're gonna lay their eggs in there.
All right, Joe's continuing our tour here in the Amphibian and Reptile Center. And Joe, this is a special kind of snake.
Yeah, so this is the northern water snake. And so he's up there on that little piece of bark. And this is a really cool snake because he likes to spend a lot of time in the water, and he looks a lot like a copperhead.
Oh yeah, I see the markings.
Yeah, but you can see we talked earlier about the horse's saddle, so they're very narrow on the side and then rounder in the top.
Okay, and that's different than the copperhead.
Yep, the copperhead has those triangles on the side.
Okay, and this guy does not lay eggs. He's a special snake.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so this one gives live birth, just like the copperhead and the rattlesnake do. So it's these guys, and then garter snakes give live birth as well. And they're the other snake that you'll find around water.
All right, we are back to a turtle habitat, and this is the northern map turtle. Tell us about him, Joe.
Yeah, so this is the northern map turtle, and these guys like to eat really hard-shelled things. And so you'll see in here there's a lot of shells, like little clam shells and mussel shells. And so he really likes to go catch like crayfish and these clams. And
what does he eat them with? He's got teeth or something to work the coverings off of?
Yeah, no, so he has that really sharp beak. And so all turtles here, they have nice beaks, and they can use those to crush different things, like those shells.
All right, Joe, we have a swimmer next to our map turtle. Who is this guy?
So this is the red-eared slider. And this is actually one of our biggest turtles that we have here at Shavers Creek. And what is interesting about these turtles is some of you may have one at home. So this is a very popular pet turtle. And it's a turtle that we think can make a great pet, but always be sure to look into your pets before you get them. Because some of them can get really big like this one.
And so you have to kind of look ahead to figure all that out and make sure it's safe for the animal and for the family, right?
Yeah, exactly. So not all animals make great pets for all people. And so just doing a little research beforehand can really help you out in the long run.
All right, Joe, we've got our last set of turtles that are native to Pennsylvania here at the Litzinger Discovery Center. Tell us about these guys.
So these are the eastern box turtles. And as you can see, they come in a lot of different colors. And so you'll see some of these have a lot of yellow on them, like our friend Aggie over here.
Oh, I didn't even see Aggie. Aggie looks like a rock a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If you're not looking.
Yep. And then some of them can be really dark, like Tope on top.
I love these names. How do you get to name your turtles here, Joe?
Yeah, so a lot of us will sit down and really think about ways that we can talk about their natural history and use this as a way to talk about the animals. So Tope and Aggie, they're both native languages, and they mean turtle.
They mean turtle in native language tongue. Oh, how wonderful. All right, one more thing Joe brought out to me that I want to make sure you guys understand are how do you tell a boy turtle from a girl turtle? Tell us how you do that as I'm looking at, I guess, this guy first, or girl. Which one?
Yep, this is a boy, and so this is Otto, and you can tell he's a boy because he has these bright red eyes. Mm-hmm. And so if you look up at Tope,
I think
she has brown eyes.
Let's see. Let me get a beauty shot there, Tope. Oh my goodness, yeah, they're so different. Very cool. All right, I promised you a special treat. Now, usually we're looking at this behind glass, but this hognose snake, Joe, you brought out to show the boys and girls. Who is this?
Yeah, so this is Aldo, and he is our western hognose. And so this is actually a snake that you won't find in Pennsylvania. But he does have a cousin, the eastern hognose snake, that you could find, and they look very similar to each other.
All right, so this wraps up the inside of the Litzinger Discovery Center, and Joe, you've been a great tour guide for us. I got to know a little bit, and the boys and girls and moms and dads want to know a little bit about why you do what you do. What's your background, Joe?
Yeah, so I have a degree in wildlife management, and I actually started volunteering here a few years ago, and after traveling around a little bit, I came back to help take care of all the animals here.
That's great. All right, we are on our way up to the Raptor Center, and I want to point out that I'm with some of my special friends from Shavers Creek, but I'm also taking off our mask. Now, boys and girls, we are going to wear masks some of the time when we go on walks, but when you're outdoors, they say as long as you're not around too many people or people that you aren't, at home with, it's okay. You might want to carry your mask with you and just put it on when you pass people. So that's kind of what we're going to adopt on our tours and on our walks. Some of this places looks pretty new, Jason. Is that right? This is a kind of newer area.
Yeah, this has been an ongoing project. We started our pre-construction in 2016, and here in 2020, we're now moving into the final phase, putting up the landscaping. But we have a brand new aviary for our resident raptors, and we're really excited to show you who lives there.
Oh, let's go take a look. Uh-oh, are they welcoming us? Can you hear that?
Yeah, and probably recognizing some of the trainers that work with them. It's feeding time right now, so getting ready to do some training sessions, which you'll have a chance to see.
Great. Let's meet Abby, and Joe rejoined us to help us out too. We'll be back in just a sec. And Abby, what is your title here with the Raptor Center?
I'm the Raptor Program Coordinator, so I oversee the care and well-being of all of our resident birds here.
Show us what people can see and all of our friends who live here year-round.
All right, well, our first friend that you'll see when you walk into the Raptor Center is our bald eagle. His name is Charles.
Charles looks so elegant there. So Charles has a special place to live here, and it's very friendly for Charles, right? He likes this space.
Yeah, he does like this space. He's not able to fly, and so we built ramps for him that he's able to walk up and down. He's able to move to all sorts of different places inside his home. You can kind of take a look at that white head on him, and it looks like he's about to preen his feathers maybe. But that's a sign that he's an adult bald eagle. When bald eagles are babies, and when they're up to about 7 years old, they have a brown head, and that helps them blend in really well. And once they're bigger and they're a lot more confident, they start to molt out those feathers, and now he has that white head. So he's one of our oldest birds here. He's in his late 20s. We're looking at an American kestrel. Now she is colored a little differently than males will be. So if you can see her very well, she has this brown spotting on her front side, and she's also, if she were to turn around, we'd be able to see a lot of brown on her backside as well. The females have a lot of brown. And she's doing something really cool right now. She's grooming her feathers, and she just fluffed out those feathers. It's so cute. We love when they do that because that tells us that they're taking good care of themselves. That's one of my favorite things when birds do, is when they preen their bellies like that and they get all fluffy. Right here we have a Lula. She is a red-tailed hawk. You can't see her red tail super well because she's facing us, but if you look really closely at her, you'll notice a brown kind of streak across her belly. Lots of red-tailed hawks look like they have kind of a belt that they're wearing. And the cool thing is she's just kind of sitting there and she's looking around, she's checking out the area. Hawks are really cool because they have really great visual acuity. She's able to look down and see things very clearly, much more clearly than we could.
We've got a little acrobat here. Abby, who is this?
Yeah, so her name is T. She is a broad-winged hawk. So she's one of the smallest hawks in Pennsylvania. And you're just looking at one of the largest hawks in Pennsylvania, and that's the red-tailed hawk. And she gets her name from a very... What's the calling in the background?
That's cool. And someone else is calling to have some attention, do you think? The other birds?
We think so. It might be a food call. It might be some kind of begging call. We're not sure exactly why she does it, but when she sees her trainer, she makes that call. So that's a different bird than this bird right here.
And how does Tia get her name? How do you name your birds out here? Oops.
Yeah, so a lot of the birds are named based on some kind of natural connection to them in the wild. She's showing us how she likes
Look
to
at
swing.
that. So she's actually moving her body so she can turn that swing the way she wants it.
Yeah, how incredible. So T got her name because broad-winged hawks migrate all the way to South America. When they do, they migrate in big groups called kettles. So it's like a tea kettle. So we named her T, and also the kind of call that she makes sounds like she's saying, "Tea,
Come to tea with tea." Oh, look at her. She's beautiful. You're an acrobat in motion here in many ways. Thank you. I'm back now with Abby, and we're walking towards the vultures. What were you just saying about our friends, the vultures?
Yeah, so vultures are very charismatic and personable. So we can go take a look at Matilda here, who really seems to enjoy saying hello to people. Matilda, can you come over here? So she's sitting right there. Here she comes. Yay. So this is the bird we were walking outside. And take a look at those flat feet. Vultures have very flat feet because they spend a lot of time on the ground exploring things that they can eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
They have to look for their food. And look at that. So we got to see your footprints, Matilda.
Yeah.
Now I can see why Matilda would be called Matilda. Maybe from a storybook character, but that's not the... Is that one of the reasons?
Well, it might be one of the reasons, but the other reason is that she came to Port Matilda to Center Wildlife Care when she came into care with humans. And so all of our birds at Shavers Creek at one point were wild birds. Maybe something happened to them, maybe they got hurt in some way, and then they went to an animal hospital called a rehabilitation center, and it was determined that they couldn't be released. And so Matilda's rehabilitation center is in Port Matilda.
Oh, yeah, we know our friends there. So they send animals that they're finished rehabbing and you can keep a forever home for.
Yeah. Most of the time, those animals are able to go back to the wild. And that is the hope, that's the goal of rehabilitating animals, but if they can't, in the case of Matilda or any of our animals, we are able to give them a forever home, and they get to teach us about what they're like in the wild. Matilda is showing us what black vultures look like if you're looking up at them, which is super cool. You can see the tips of her wing feathers have white on them, but the rest is black, and that's one cool way to tell if you're looking at a vulture.
Matilda, you are beautiful. This is the bird, right, Abby, that we heard before when we were visiting T.
Yeah, this sure is. So she is a peregrine falcon. She's one of 2 falcons that we have at Shavers Creek. One of them we already met, that was the kestrel. And we have Susquehanna is another falcon. There's a 3rd kind of falcon that lives in Pennsylvania, and that falcon is called a merlin. Falcons are really cool because they can fly super fast. They have very pointed wings and very stiff feathers, so they're able to catch things that are already flying. We talked about kestrels catching bugs. Peregrine falcons hunt for birds. They used to be called duck hawks. Now they live in cities quite often, and they're able to hunt for pigeons. So she's moving around up there. I think she sees her trainer, and she's looking forward to a training session.
And so she was calling out for that trainer before, you said, right?
She was. We're not totally sure why she makes that noise, but our best guess is that it's a begging call. Peregrine falcons will make that call toward their buddies, toward their mates, to be able to be fed by them. And so we're wondering if that might be why she calls to her trainers.
That's what humans do too.
Yeah,
right? That's what we do. So it's the same. That's cool. Okay, I'm back, and I want to make sure we caught this Joe with our 2 owls, and their names again are?
Their names, so this one right in front of us is named Gerudi, and that's a word in a different language for bars. So it's Arabic for bars, because they have that barring pattern on the front of their bellies.
Oh, I see.
And the other bird is named Cook because of the call that barred owls make, and it's kind of like a "who cooks for you" call.
What would boys and girls out in nature, would they ever see these owls anywhere on their walks?
Absolutely. I've seen them a couple times. These are birds that are pretty adaptable to different areas. So they're a bird that's a lot easier to hear than it is to see, but it's not unheard of to see this kind of bird.
So with their head rotations, their special bones allow all raptors, including owls, and you can see it more pronounced, you were saying, right, on owls.
It looks really cool on owls because their heads are so fluffy and feathery. And that really helps them to hear a lot better. So if you take a look at the shape of Gerudi's face as she's looking at us and kind of looking away, it's kind of like a satellite dish. So her face kind of acts like a big ear that's able to funnel sound into her real ears. And so that shape is really cool, but being able to rotate their necks in that way helps them to be able to hear different directions.
That's great. And one more thing, Abby, if boys and girls see these owls or hear these owls, it's really just natural, right? Just keep going on and just enjoy their sound.
Enjoy their sound, enjoy seeing them. They want to live in their own space, and we let them live in their own space. The animals belong to all of us, and it's up to us to make sure that they're able to keep living with all of us.
All right, we've got another friendly owl here. Abby, who is this?
This is a great horned owl. Her name is Sear. Now, great horned owls are the largest owls in Pennsylvania. You can take a look at her.
Whoa, she is big.
She's very big, absolutely. She has some big feathers on top of her head. Those are just feathers, they're not ears, but that's how they get their name. They look like great horns on a great horned owl.
Ah, where are owls' ears? Where is their hearing coming from?
Their ears are going to be kind of right behind their eyes. They have some really, really large ear holes. If you were to, definitely don't try this, but if you were to peel back the feathers, you can see a big hole where their ears are. And they're very, very big because owls depend on their hearing to be able to find their prey. And so they need those big ears. They need their faces to be shaped in a way that funnels sound into their ears. They're very, very good at hearing even the smallest sounds.
I'm going to take a picture of what you have. And each of these places at the Raptor Center here at Shavers Creek has a great description too of each of the wonderful raptors and owls that you'll see here. So boys and girls, moms and dads, you'll be able to learn a lot just by reading the signs. And of course, all the wonderful people who work here at Shavers Creek can answer any questions you guys might have. Right, Abby? Is there any strange questions that you sometimes get from our friends who visit?
One of the most common questions that we get is why the birds are here. And so we talked about that a little bit earlier, but all of our birds are here because at one point they were living in the wild and got hurt in some way. And so for many different reasons, maybe they weren't able to be released into the wild. And now they live with us to be able to represent who these animals are in the wild and what's at stake when we're taking care of the environment around us.
Well, we thank you so much, Joe, Abby, and Jason. We just can't thank you enough. And we look forward, perhaps for some of the people watching, to come out and visit. You'll be able to ask more questions when you come out. So maybe a wave goodbye as we continue our walks. Thank you so much for your help today.
Have fun on the trails.
Thank you. All right, we just got a spectacular tour of Shavers Creek Environmental Center. I'm actually walking out down from that Raptor Center that we were at. And we're just going to take a little walk down to Lake Perez, which is part of this beautiful scenery that you can come and walk and bring your whole family out to. And again, this is free and open to the public, and Shavers Creek is free too. You do have to check on the website that I'll put on the link here, that you want to check on their hours and how they're working it, because with COVID-19 and the pandemic, we've had to be very careful as to how we're safely having the visitors come back and visit places. Oh my goodness, I'm having a little bug. I'm going to show you in just a minute where and what you might want to bring along on this hike, and it'll help you and me make sure that we're safe while we're taking hikes in nature this summer. So again, I'm kind of on a path. There's many, many miles and miles of different paths that you can take coming out from Shavers Creek Environmental Center here. And they kind of surround this lake that I'll show you in just a little bit. So Lake Perez and the Rothrock State and National Forest is all part of, really, we're in Huntingdon County, Pennsylvania, but it really is right next to Center County, Pennsylvania. So there you see Lake Perez, and we're going to walk on down this way to get a better view. This is a really nice packed down trail that you can get to, and look where I'm coming up to this beautiful overlook that they've built that looks out at Lake Perez. And again, you can find the links on our Facebook premiere that'll show you a trail map to get you. Oh my goodness, there are trails that go all the way around this lake, and then they connect back up to Shavers Creek Environmental Center. But then there's also many more paths that you can take. I thought this also might be a good place to show you just some of the equipment that you might want to take along if you take a long hike somewhere. And some of the things we have at WPSU that we're passing out this summer, and some of the things probably your moms or dads or grown-ups already have. So let's take a look. One thing I like to bring along, now these are friendly binoculars, but boy, these guys can give you a really close-up view to some of the nature that you might get to see out on walks. And the great thing with binoculars are, it's like zooming way in, so you don't have to get so close to that special bird or that special animal. You can see it from a distance and focus in and still see the beauty of what's happening without getting too close. All right, some other tools of the trade when you're out for your hikes. Of course, a really good backpack is pretty standard. This is a heavy duty one, but you can really use a string backpack or a fanny pack if you want to pack some things that way. Essential, you must have water. And this is a special watering that I carry along when I take hikes, so I can actually hold it in the palm of my hand and swing with it and then take a drink when I get thirsty. Water is very important. The other important things are some sunscreen. Make sure to put sunscreen on you if you think you might be out in the sun. And this, I love, some bug spray. Your moms and dads and grown-ups can show you where to get the bug spray. I sometimes wear a hat. I definitely have sunglasses that I like to wear. And I also like to sometimes bring along a little snack, a healthy snack. If I'm going to be out for a while, water and a snack keeps that energy level. I showed you the binoculars, but there's also, if you do get up close and personal with bugs and things like that, and look, I'm not really looking at anything special, but a magnifying lens can get you very up close with some of the insects on the ground. And you know what I just started doing with our walks? I am starting a journal. So I got an old book, and I just relabeled it, and I'm going to be taking nature walks, and I'm going to take some notes on different things that I observe and see. You can do the same. Back here on the trail, and the nice thing about the trails that are marked here at Shavers Creek Environmental Center, I don't have all of the codes for these, but you can go on their special trail map and see that they're color coded. Looks like these are the purple butterfly trail that I'm on right now. So you can learn more about that again on their website, or when you come out here, some of the helpers will be able to help you with that. So beautiful, beautiful walk here, really in the forest. And this is part of Penn State's Stone Valley Experimental Forest. And it connects again, the Shavers Creek Environmental Center connects all the way into, I'm writing here and reading, there's 7,000 acres of woodlands, hillsides, and marshlands as part of this experimental forest. And there's just some beautiful places where you can stop off and spend time with nature and listen to nature as well. A little narrower path now here. And remember, Lake Perez is kind of right back over in there. We're going to walk around. We're kind of going around and back to where the Shavers Creek Environmental Center, where we were inside the Discovery Center and also out in the Raptor Center. As I walk this path here, right by the Shavers Creek Environmental Center, you'll find these directional signs which will help you. So if you look at these signs and follow along in the area that you want to go. Today, I'm taking a shorter path home. Remember, I'm following the purple butterfly to get back over to Shavers Creek because we've already explored so much today with Wednesday's walk. And look what I just came upon. This is like an outdoor amphitheater. And when Shavers Creek is able to safely get back in the business of entertaining folks, and it's safe to come out in groups, you might see some of these boulders with people sitting on them someday watching some great activity or performance. That's all just off that trail I just came back around, so that I'm back now at Shavers Creek Environmental Center. Well, that wraps it up for this Wednesday walk here with Miss Carolyn. I'm so glad you were able to join me here again. We're back at where we started, at the entrance to the Shavers Creek Environmental Center. And we hope you learned some things. We hope you'll join us for more of these. Tomorrow, Miss Kate is going to have much more on those egg-laying animals, the ones that we saw throughout our tour inside the Shavers Creek Environmental Center. So we hope you have a great day, and thanks so much for watching. You thought you were done with Wednesday's walk, but I found this sign as I was leaving. Never stop discovering. That's what this is all about. Hope you have a great day.